Hello and welcome. Today we are gathered here with a specific purpose in mind. We want to understand what's happening in the real estate industry, what's happening in the real estate market, and how can we revive it out of its blues. Sales down to a trickle, inventory that is mounting across India, and crippling construction delays. All of this has made the potential home buyer rethink his property purchase. How can we bring him back to the market? Today we're discussing being innovative in a slack market. What is the developer's take on reinventing themselves?
If you look at the home loan numbers, the sanction undisbursed data, I'm getting some numbers in here, used to be about 30% of the total loan portfolio of the new loans till about a couple of years back. That has gone up to about 35-40%, which means that there are people who are wanting to buy houses, but they're not able to conclude a transaction. Now, why they're not able to conclude a transaction, apart from what everybody has mentioned, is I think also because the customer is more aware today. At the same time, because he's more aware, he's more demanding, and he knows that he can demand today because the market is in a demand-supply mismatch situation. And he also has some worries and scares because he's seen certain projects which have taken more than usual time. So if you are a developer who's focusing on construction, if you are a developer who's focused on delivery all your while, if your site management is done professionally, I think all these things today create a brand or a comfort which then a customer sort of takes into account before he makes a purchase. So I think it's an amalgamation of all these things.
How important will this factor be in reviving the sector? Can sales be revived if we bring all the information out to the buyer, make him believe that this project is a sound investment?
What is very important in terms of when we are talking to a customer in terms, what my project is, we need a regulator, but it might just take some time. There are a lot of discussion happening on that front. So if that comes, of course, things will change. But what are people doing right now, and what do customers tell us when they speak to us? They really need to know who are the people who've approved the home loan. And I think almost every developer today does mention home loan approvals whenever they're talking about a project anywhere. It's part of their brochure, it's part of their advertisement. I think that could be played a little more and might just help. They also need to understand which are the financial institutions which have given them construction finance. Some of them are also very, very aware, especially in the metros, who also understand that there's a private equity which probably must have gone in this project. And these institutions, the home loan guy, the construction finance guy, the private equity guy, probably would have done their due diligence. So I think beyond the facade and the layout and the amenities, if we also mention this as one of our marketing tools, this in a way might just play in the customer's mind, giving him a lot of assurance that, listen, I don't know much, but I'm sure these financial institutions know what they're doing, so let me go ahead and buy it.
So primary market saturated, investors have exited, sales not happening. Why not tap other geographies, go to tier 2, tier 3 cities? Are you seeing demand there, Vikram?
In fact, there are some developers whom we are working with today, and we're taking them to a lot of tier 2 and tier 3 cities. I'll give you an example of what was happening 4 or 5 years back. So 4 or 5 years back, we'll have certain developers coming to us talking about second houses and third houses. It could be Goa, it could be Lonavala, it could be Khandala, and trying to sell those properties to investors in Delhi, Jalandhar, Ludhiana, because these are aggressive investors typically in the north. That has changed now. The investors any which ways are not there in the market, or there are few of them who are there, but the actual users are there today. So now we have more people who are coming from Pune saying, I'm an education hub, and I have a lot of kids who come to me from north for education, and their parents want to invest there, or these kids will graduate eventually, and thus they would start working here. Thus Pune is a good destination for Delhi to invest. Now, something like this was not discussed 4 years back. Right, 4 years back, what we discussed was, Ludhiana has a lot of money, let's go take a Goa project and sell them a villa worth 5 crores. Today, you're talking about a 2-bedroom, 50 lakh rupees in Pune because there's a real demand for that. So I think, which is where we have been advising a lot of developers, that much beyond your area of operation, or what you call the host city, one has to look out. It could be other metro cities, but it could also be smaller locations, which, for example, Pune has always strived upon. So they always go to the sugar belt, which is the Sataras and Sanglis and the Kolhapurs, and they always get sales from there. So I think there is a lot of demand within India, within certain markets, where we can cross-sell our product, and that can really, really be explored.